Advertising is a mix of art and fact. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 advertising campaigns that changed India forever. Most of you would be aware how brands try to fool us through their ads. However, this video is much deeper, debunking their unethical strategies, lies, how tactfully they leverage our blind love for our favorite celebrities against us, and what role does government agencies play when all this happens. These campaigns have been so impactful that they became a major reason in pushing India from a nation with unprecedented food habits to a nation with all kinds of diseases. So without any further delay, let's get started. Hello friends, welcome to FitTuber. Starting with number 5 on the list are fairness creams. Since 1954, the only cream in the Indian market was Vico Turmeric, whose ads focused on skin glow and repair of the skin due to antimicrobial properties of turmeric and sandalwood oil. However, in 1975, Hindustan Unilever launched Fair and Lovely, which took the beauty industry by a storm. With a product that had no ingredient that significantly helped in skin whitening.
ये सिर्फ क्रीम नहीं, फेयरनेस ट्रीटमेंट है।
मेरी शीला कितनी गोरी है।
Its advertisements would portray how a dark-skinned woman always fails, be it a dance competition, an interview, or an air hostess, or while wooing a groom. But she would suddenly become the next Kareena Kapoor by religiously whitening her skin with Fair and Lovely. And we thought skill set was most important for success. Visuals depicted a skin color scale that would go from dark skin to fair skin within 6 weeks. Their marketing campaign was criticized for promoting colorism. Unilever, however, said that 90% of the Indian women want to use whiteners as it is aspirational, like losing weight. Capitalizing on this mindset, Imami launched its Fair and Handsome for Men in 2005. Such ads had a serious negative effect on the confidence of majority dark-skinned men and women in India. Yet again in 2007, Hindustan Unilever played the same cards with their another beauty product, Pond's White Beauty, whose advertisement showed Saif Ali Khan preferring fair-skinned Neha Dhupia over dark-skinned Priyanka Chopra. Immediate action was taken against it and Unilever had to suspend that. The Indian ad watchdog agency Sky had even slammed these brands that dark-skinned people should not be portrayed as unsuccessful to promote their products. Later, Fair and Lovely had to comply with it, and it can be seen in their latest advertisements. However, an irreparable damage has already been done. So we can understand how these famous personalities whom we love and admire do not take responsibility of what they are promoting. Companies, on the other hand, get away paying negligible fines. Left are the consumers or fans who are mentally scarred and cheated for life. Watch out. Number 4 on the list is Colgate. In the good old times, things were very simple. Indians would use neem and babool tree branch twigs and tooth powders made out of herbs and spices to keep their oral health in check. However, it was in 1937 when India saw its first modern toothpaste when Colgate Palmolive, a US-based company, launched Colgate in India. Eager to capture the market, their ad campaigns claimed to eradicate almost all oral health problems, plus it tried to woo the children through its sweet minty taste. This straight away gave a wrong message to kids who have a tendency to ingest the toothpaste, as Colgate offered good taste as opposed to spices and twigs which were bitter, and also gave an instant refreshing feel. It was a super hit among the Indians. However, little did they know that this artificially flavored fluoridated toothpaste came with many warnings. But there was no looking back for Colgate. Other players like Pepsodent and Close-Up tried to do everything to eat up its share but mostly failed. Every now and then Colgate would come with new ad tricks to woo its consumers. Colgate's famous tagline, 3 out of 4 dentists recommend Colgate, was highly misleading. In reality, the surveys were telephonically done and the dentists recommended many brands including Colgate and not just Colgate. That meant that the dentist even recommended Close-Up and Pepsodent or some other tooth powder equally. Shockingly, most of the time these brands simply sponsor the research scientists in their favor. On this dentist tagline, Colgate was smashed by a notice by ASA, UK's ad watchdog agency. However, the funny part is that when the later researchers confirmed that twigs and spices were more effective in keeping the oral bacteria at bay, Colgate and other competitive brands came up with the same toothpaste in a new avatar which had the pinches of these herbs and spices so that they can boast of them on the label. Remember this ad?
क्या आपके टूथपेस्ट में नमक है।
What is even more shocking is that Colgate patented an age-old Indian formula of Lal Dant Manjan powder as its own. In competitiveness, even Close-Up and Pepsodent jumped the guns to find a place in the hearts of their consumers. Every now and then, these brands come up with the same old wine in a new bottle just to fill their pockets strategically. So basically, after Colgate entered the Indian oral care market, people changed their way of living from the no side effects twigs and tooth powders to the poisonous toothpastes. Currently, Colgate India valuation stands at 40,000 crores, and all this at the cost of Indian people's health and with ever increasing dental issues. Number 3 on the list are edible oils. Traditionally, Indians have broadly used two types of edible oils. The first was vegetable oils obtained from crushing the local oil seeds in what was known as kachi ghanis, the bullock-driven cold presses. The second cooking oil medium was animal fat, mainly desi ghee prepared from milk. The first major revolution came in 1937 when Hindustan Unilever, then Lever Brothers, launched dalda as a substitute of desi ghee. This was essentially vanaspati or hydrogenated vegetable oil. The purpose was to mimic a ghee-like substance which would have a high melting point, produce delicacies with long shelf life but was much cheaper than desi ghee. Driven by opportunity, the effect of vanaspati on health was not Lever Brothers' priority. But the Indian public was far from convinced that there could be any substitute to desi ghee. In desperation, a strategic ad campaign was launched by the Lever Brothers in 1939. They used catchy phrases like "Mothers who care use dalda." Choose the best for your family, choose dalda. So you can see how Lever Brothers played with people's emotions. Guess what? The campaign was a grand success. People began to replace ghee with this hydrogenated ghee lookalike. Now even the poor could afford the so-called ghee. Dalda rode over the initial controversies such as the one in the 1950s which called for a ban on dalda. Because it was a falsehood, a product that imitated desi ghee but was not the real deal. Even the government tried to intervene but did not get much hold of the situation. The second major revolution happened with the emergence of solvent extraction and refining. These processes, unlike the mechanical cold pressing and filtering, involved the use of chemicals. With this technique, more oil could be extracted. Secondly, even the low oil and cheap seeds like soya bean could be used. However, the oil produced was of poor quality as it had to go through a series of refining processes. Basically, the colorless, odorless, non-sticky so-called oil produced was good for the manufacturers as they could earn more profit, but it was not ideal for the consumers as it lacked nutrients. This coincided with the Yellow Revolution, and many brands like ITC, Fortune and National Dairy Development Board's Dhara came to the floor with their refined oils. Now people had started ditching the vanaspati ghee dalda and preferred clearer oils. Dalda was proven to have trans fats, which became another reason for its fall. On the other hand, the refined oil companies would boast of their light, non-sticky and heart-healthy cooking oils. Obviously, they were a marketing gimmick. The kachi ghani business slumped to an all-time low. Since the refining process had no minerals left, the company started adding synthetic vitamins and minerals. This switch from the cold-pressed oils to the refined oils proved detrimental for people's health. However, India's watchdog agencies mostly remained mum. The recent studies have even confirmed that our local cold-pressed oils and desi ghee were always the best. All in all, we are a country who consumes 23 million tons of refined oils annually, still believing to this day that it's actually good for the body and heart. Imagine how ads can fool us doing things which are totally against our best interests. Let that sink in. Number 2 on the list is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's entry into India, like in many other markets, came on the back of pure opportunism. India had become independent in 1947, and within 3 years Coca-Cola had already established a bottling plant in New Delhi. Coke's initial ad campaigns targeted the youth as they positioned themselves as a fun, refreshing drink. It was an instant hit. Probably it was the only soft drink with a fizz. Before that, Indians were used to drinking local fruit sharbats, nimbu pani and all that good stuff. Interestingly, every one bottle of Coke used 2.5 times the water. What was shocking was that by 1970s, only 10% of the Indian villages had the access to safe drinking water, while 90% of the villages had the access to Coca-Cola. In the eyes of the Indian government, Coca-Cola being more accessible than water was a very bad sign. But overthrowing the American soft drink giant was not easy. but it happened in 1977. With Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, Coca-Cola had to move out of India. It was after this that local soft drink brands like Thums Up, Limca, Gold Spot and Double 7 etc. boomed. Pepsi entered the India in late 1980s. Then in 1993, after globalization, Coca-Cola re-entered India. Immediately took over all the small brands for 60 million USD, and now its only rival was Pepsi. Then Coca-Cola and Pepsi both focused on roping the biggest stars of cricket and Bollywood for their commercials. They would even sponsor the tournaments. People would now drink Coca-Cola and Pepsi with pride. They had no idea how much sugar they were consuming in just one bottle.
44 packets of sugar in this one.
In early 2000, looking to capture the villages, Coca-Cola in its groundbreaking campaign roped in Amir Khan with the tagline, "Thanda matlab Coca-Cola." This was also the time when people in villages were already protesting against Coke for water pollution and depletion. Coke in reply said that they would replenish all the water they have used by 2010. Which was highly unlikely. Then in 2003, something shocking happened which would change the course of these soft drink giants forever. Center for Science and Environment came up with the report that 11 soft drink brands including Coke and Pepsi contained high levels of pesticides. This shocked the nation. People's trust was broken. Those celebrities who had promoted these drinks kept their lips tight. Then in 2004, Coke came up with another masterstroke, with our beloved Amir Khan in the ad acting like an activist. Triggering the emotional side of people confirmed that Coke was safe.
तो जब भी मन करे बेफिक्र होके पीजिए.
So they must have really fixed the issue, isn't it? No, the very next year Coke, Pepsi and others again failed the pesticide test. Unfortunately, by then Indians were already addicted to these drinks. After all this mess, if you check Coke's website or their social media accounts, they project themselves as if they are some sort of an NGO. Well, the NGO is now worth $195 billion. Finally, number one on the list are health drinks. Health drinks to Indians always meant plain milk, badam milk, besan sheera or some other traditional dry fruit mixes. But it all began to change in 1930 when a British company launched malt-based Horlicks in India. The product was pretty straightforward, mostly sugar, some malt and artificial flavors. Seriously, who would have bought this crap to be added in something like milk which was already nutritious? Its beginning campaigns projected Horlicks to be a mere taste enhancer and a source of extra energy. But after independence, as the new players like Bournvita and Complan started to come in, the competition increased. Now every brand in greed of the market share started targeting the kids with their exaggerated false claims. Horlicks claimed 2 times more immunity. Complan promised 2 times more growth. Bournvita is a drink of real achievers and so on. But in reality, all these drinks had almost the same ingredients. It was nothing more than a gimmick. But it paid off. Now every mother would go out of the way to get their kid a pack of so-called health drink. The brands kept coming with their new catchy taglines and mothers would kept buying it for their kids. Sky did slam these brands with notices for their misleading campaigns as a gross exaggeration in the absence of authentic evidence. But most of the times by then the ads would already be on TV and the kids were already on to their favorite ones. Today the situation is such that no child would drink milk without adding a spoonful of these artificially flavored malt mixes. As the people all over the world have become aware of their marketing strategies, their popularity declined. But that is not the case in India. Euromonitor estimates that India alone accounts for half of their global sales. It is high time we make a wise decision for our children. So friends, these in my opinion were 5 brand campaigns that changed India forever. The idea behind making this video was to make you understand that how a brand in power can do things to make you buy their product. We can neither rely on our favorite celebs or government to save us from it. Since most people do not even look at the ingredients, these big brands do not have any incentive to start making actual healthy products. I am positive that our community can be a big catalyst in this change and we can save not only ourselves but also our friends and family or even the coming generations from this mess. If you are looking for gentle products for your baby, check out Mamaearth's Moisturizing Bathing Bar, Moisturizing Daily Lotion and Deep Nourishing Wash especially made for babies. All these 3 products by Mamaearth are absolutely free from harsh chemicals. No sulfates, no parabens, no artificial colors or synthetic fragrances. They are dermatologically tested and hypoallergenic, which is why Mamaearth's nourishing body wash won't irritate the eyes of your baby as most other commercial products would. Their bathing bar has a pH 5.5, which is an ideal range. Their body lotion is shea butter and cocoa butter based, which will naturally nourish the skin. Even though all three products are baby products, it can be used by anybody. To buy Mamaearth's toxin-free baby products, click on the link down in the description box. Do not forget to apply the special discount coupon to get 21% off on your order. So friends, that's all for this video. I hope you found it to be helpful. If yes, and if you would like to see a part 2 of this video, then please give this video a big thumbs up. You can now support my work on Patreon so that I can bring more well-researched videos for you. Please do remember to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon so that you never miss a video from me. You can also follow me on Instagram where I regularly do Q&A sessions. My name is Vivek. I thank you so much for watching.